To whoever receives this letter, these are the final words of me, Cynthia J. Hill. They'll sound like the ramblings of a madman, but I swear I am and have been of sound mind. It happened something like this. 3 weeks ago I was dumped. There's no better way to put it. My boyfriend of 2 years dropped me like yesterday's trash on the side of the road. I was taken completely off guard. I moved out of our shared home and found an apartment 2 days later. It was cheap, and I mean dirt cheap. It was technically the upstairs of some super old farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere. But it had a kitchen, a bedroom, and a bathroom, and that's all a person really needs, right? As I moved in with my depressingly small amount of personal items, I noticed that there was no one living in the downstairs section of the house. I was all alone. And my trouble started the following day. As I was unpacking my bedroom, I noticed the closet. Well, not the closet exactly, but what was in the back of the closet. A board had a wall. I shrugged it off. A cheap apartment isn't going to be perfect. I finished packing and lay down on my bed, exhausted after all I had been through in the past 72 hours. As I drifted off, I swore I could hear rustling coming from the closet. I should have just packed everything up right then, but no one seems to realize they're in a deadly situation until it's too late. A few days later, I was unpacked. I thought about the back of the closet. I wondered why on earth someone would just arbitrarily nail a board to a wall with no real reason. I decided to investigate just what lay beyond that board. With my trusty, recently single girl toolkit in hand, I headed for my bedroom. I shoved everything out of the closet and set to work with my hammer. I grabbed my flashlight, flicked it to the on position, and shined it into the darkness. There was an entire extra room beyond my closet. It was dusty and dark and damp, and I sneezed a few times, which echoed slightly, and that freaked me out. I wondered why it was covered up this way. Then I noticed the little box in the far left corner. I really wanted to know what was in it, but that meant going into the room to retrieve it. My curiosity wouldn't let this opportunity pass. I reached the corner, reached down for the box, felt my fingers close around it, and then it all went black. I awoke in my bed around 9 p.m. I looked around the room. I thought I had just dreamed the entire scenario, and then I saw the box on the bed right beside me. The name Jesse etched crudely onto the lid. 3 days later, I came to my bedroom. Yes, I said 3 days. Then I glanced at my right arm and let out a scream. The skin on it had become gray. I looked at my other arm and the same. I heard rustling from the closet. Then he came into my room. He wore only black pants. His skin was gray and flaking like the skin on my arms, and his eyes were so black they looked like sunken holes in his face. His body was so thin, I thought he surely must be starving. I tried to speak, but all that came out was a little squeaking sound. His head quickly snapped in my direction, and I let out another squeak. He smiled at me, his teeth decayed and rotting, lifting his arms at me. I was confused until I realized that they were becoming flesh-colored. His arms were coming back to life. He pointed at me, then himself, then crawled back into the closet. Every day since then, I felt my skin begin to crawl, followed by the gray color and tingling feeling. Then the man, who I can only assume is Jesse, comes out of the closet, and the part of me that has turned gray comes back to life. Today is my last day. I can feel it. My chest is all that's left, and I can feel the tingling now. My heart's beginning to slow. I can hear Jesse rustling around in the closet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that terrifying creepypasta by haleyb. If you did, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, click like, and the little bell so you can be notified when my videos come out. Tell me in the comments how you're enjoying this October extravaganza of videos. And as always, my Darkness Militia, have a terrifying evening.